This is a certified hood classic.
Hey now.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm licking it.
All rise, order in Z Court. It is time.
Yeah.
For Sugar Daddy, are we? Is that what we're talking about today?
Sugar DDs. That's right. Every once in a while, woman down on her luck. Well, go online, Creed, and look for a guy that's looking to financially support them, possibly in some way, form, or fashion, just for companionship, of course.
Oh, yes, of course. I think there's websites that are dedicated to things like that. Pass, I weather report from here. Why is Creed kind of in the dark a little bit today? It's because our AC unit is kaput as of about 8 or 9 o'clock last night. And it's weird walking through this very dark house because we keep I don't know how you guys do it, but we like wide open with windows around here all the time. It's pretty bright there usually, but everything's all hunkered down.
See, around here, it's the complete opposite. I always keep the curtains closed, all the lights off. You walk through the house. My wife will come in the evening and she'll be like, "Why is it so damn dark in here?" I'm like, "That's the way I like it."
Well, I like dark rooms, but
yeah. Another busy day ahead of us. Let me push the old Sugar Daddy Express out the door. A lot of stuff going on in this one. We're going to do our best to be quiet, but we're not going to. That's a lie. We've just told you the first lie of many that we'll tell today.
We try, though. That's not a lie. We do try.
And we do get a lot. 2 days in a row.
Gene Edwards.
That hallelujah was the sickliest hallelujah I've heard in a very long time. It was choking. And
is that better?
There you go. There.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. 2 days in a row. Very nice emails from people that they said their first favorite channel was That Chapter, which is one of me and Creed's favorites.
Oh, absolutely. Almost every night before I go to bed, I watch some people get murdered.
But now her and her husband, it's That Chapter and these guys. So, wow. I mean, what an honor.
That is.
What an honor. We appreciate that. We're huge fans of That Chapter. We'll go ahead and get things going. Pop this over here. Drink it in, man. And Creed, let's give it a go.
Right, perfectly right now.
Okay, let me not get too close then. I'm thinking the closer is better, and obviously it's not. It's farther away is a little bit better.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Can you please state your full name for the record?
Hold on. I'm sorry. 2 seconds into this. This dude here and
that raven-haired beauty down there. Yeah, she's super cute and he's super. I don't know if I could. He almost looks like an actor. I mean, like he's been in movies. He doesn't.
Oh. All right. Well, I'm going to reserve some. Because
I know for a second you thought that the lady with the glasses was the woman and the lady with black hair was the attorney. Nope, vice versa, bro.
Okay.
Vice versa.
All right. Okay. All right.
Vice versa. As you can tell, we told you guys we're going to reserve all of our talking. Here we are right away.
Yeah, not even
telling you a lie.
Sorry, 6 seconds in, that one threw me though. There's a slight difference there.
Slight
action.
Yes.
Okay, and you filed an ex parte petition for dating violence. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall the date when you filed that?
I started the process on April 10th, and then on April 11th is when it was official.
Okay. And can you state to me how you know Mr. English?
We met on a dating site last year in April.
Okay. When did you meet?
April 2022.
Thank you.
Okay. And you were dating Mr. English at that time?
Yes.
Okay. And then did you break off that relationship?
I did.
Do you recall when you broke that relationship off?
It was April 3rd, 2023.
Look, I don't know what the name of this website is, but they should definitely get this guy on to do a commercial. Because if he's able to do that with He should be a paid spokesman. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, as a right, like look what I can pull on this website.
Look what you.
Okay.
If I can do that, just think about what you can do.
Right. All right. Well, it's
I mean, slight judging.
And what can you tell
Hang
the
on a
court?
second. I could barely hear that. What was that?
Oh, go ahead.
April 3rd, 2023?
April 3rd, 2023.
glad
Okay,
you got
and
the
Mr.
memo.
English, if you can't hear something, just raise your hand and I'll make sure.
It's
we
kind of
repeat.
choppy, but I'm listening. That's
Okay.
fine.
Go ahead.
Okay, April 3rd. So on that date, how did you inform Mr. English that the relationship was over?
I told him via text message that I didn't want.
I'm sorry, I can't hear her.
I sent him a text saying that I wanted him to stop talking to me or calling me because it just had become too controlling, and he would continue texting me throughout the whole day.
So on April 3rd, you informed him you did not want to continue in this relationship.
That's correct.
Okay, you informed him via text to not contact you anymore at your home and your work.
Yes.
Okay. What other incident occurred that made you terminate this relationship?
It just became very controlling.
A little bit closer, please.
A little bit louder now.
Oh, that mic is
Very controlling.
bad.
It would be how I would dress, who I would talk to, and I would have to be on the phone late at night at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and he would call me at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning as well. So it was constant phone calls all the time, and I cut it off because he did a welfare check at my house because I hadn't answered my phone, and it was only 10:30 o'clock in the morning.
Not
10:30
10:30
I
o'clock.
had seen him the night previously at midnight.
Hallelujah. Thank you. 11 months. This guy's already doing one of the big no-nos. He's up there. He's like, big no-no. Don't do that. Wellness check. That's it's pretty drastic for somebody not answering the phone.
All right, but I do want to say this though. It is I'm guessing this is not. I guess we'll find this out. I'm guessing this is not your typical dating site though, right?
I hopefully we get the name of the
If it's-
site because I need it.
If it's on a sugar daddy level type of thing where you are paying for this, then his requests, I'm sorry, his requests are not that outlandish then, because that's part of what these people are there for and paying for. So
Not your typical dating situation is what Craig's
Right.
getting at. I can see that, but man, he is grinning like a possum.
right?
So
That's what I thought.
I was confused as to why he was sending a welfare check to my house if we had
True.
just spoke hours before.
My apologies, Judge. If we can check Mr. English. It looks
Oh, I'm
like his
sorry, I
screen
was
is
thinking-
frozen.
Is he frozen? Okay, yeah, he might be. So we need to
It's
pause
a
it.
Mr. English frame.
There he
Oh,
is.
there he is.
Mr.
He's back.
English, are you with us? We think you froze for a minute. Can you
Obvious
unmute and tell
Spectrum
me if
customer
you're
right there.
okay?
Proud Spectrum customer.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we just want to make sure you are able to participate and heard everything.
Thanks. I guess I
In
got
her
disconnected.
defense,
Okay, I'm
10:30 is
fine. I
very
can, I
early
guess,
for a person her
yeah,
age.
I'm
She
listening.
basically said that there was a welfare check done in her house because she hadn't answered the phone. Okay. She's just
Yes.
testifying. And I need to tell both of you that actually I'm taking notes and I'm looking at a screen with the docket. So if I'm looking around or seem like I'm disinterested, I'm not. I'm just trying to take it all in and I'm
I
listening.
mean,
Yes, Your Honor.
All right,
some
go
judges
ahead, Ms.
sit there and
Perez.
And what day was this welfare check
snap
done?
their nails.
April
I wish she would check her nails. That would be so appropriate. So welfare check, again, very inappropriate for this kind of relationship. I'm just going to say it, Terminator. Hello. I want to hear where
Especially-
she works. Yeah.
They were just on the phone within a couple hours ago. Sounds like he's
Yeah.
got a very stringent schedule with her.
He's in love, Creed.
Angela, the AC unit is out at the house, so it is a balmy 81 degrees at the moment inside, hot and sticky. So we will be keeping the lights off and the nice blinds shut.
Lights and pants off.
3rd at around 10:40 a.m.
And after that welfare check is when you decided to terminate the relationship.
Yes, at 11:41 a.m.
Who do you reside with currently?
Right now, I'm not staying at my house for safety reasons. I don't feel safe staying there.
Wow.
At that time, who were you living with?
With my mom and my brother, my daughter.
And were they at home at the time this welfare check was performed?
Yes, they were.
And you have a daughter, is that correct?
Yes,
How old is she?
she's 5.
Okay. So you live with other family members.
Yes,
And so they were also surprised that someone was knocking at their door conducting a welfare check.
yes, correct.
Was there anything
that'd be
wrong
weird.
with you?
No, I
That
was
is
asleep.
weird.
Okay. And then after you terminated the relationship with Mr. English, what happened?
He continued to text me saying that he wanted to still be with me, and constantly calling me through the whole day, and then with just text messages and phone calls from his 2 landline cell phone numbers that he has.
2 numbers
2 numbers. Now,
and $2 from Gary. Thank you.
$2, 2 phone numbers.
Gary!
So automatically, you know, my guy is a player. Creed. He's got, whoa, somebody selling titty pics?
Possibly her.
So maybe he's up to shenanigans. He's got 2 phones, Creed.
I've
I've heard that song.
By the way, if you're sending some random to do a welfare check, whatever, and she's got a kid and she lives with family, now that's really.
Oh my! Could you
Wow.
imagine? The cops are at your door, like, "Come on out. We know you're in there." Or you might think it's ice,
Ice, baby,
maybe
or iced tea. Maybe?
sweet tea.
Did you eventually file a police report?
I did, yes.
Okay. You recall the date of that police report?
It was on Saturday, April 8th.
And did you go to the police precinct or did someone?
They came to my residence.
Okay. And what did you inform the police?
He had requested on April 4th his car roof and a charger, stating that he was going to pick them up that day.
His
His
car roof.
yeah, and a charger. That's what I mean. I hate to rewind this on you guys, but
A car roof.
I kind of felt like that's what she said.
Some guys leave things behind at girls' places so they could come back, but
A car roof is
that's bold.
maybe that's not what he said. Let's people yell at us front. Listening, let's listen.
Legendary Mary likes turtles. Great to see you. And thank you. 25 bones. Thank you. Always good to see you.
Worth the price of admission.
It was on Saturday.
And Angela.
Angela in there. By the way, I'm having to use one computer because I'm recording over here, so I can only see that one screen. One,
So if you're looking away like the judge,
if
then
I
we
don't
know
see
that
what
you're
Creed's
not ignoring
doing, that's what I'm doing.
is that what we're thinking? Like a convertible hardtop over at her place?
Oh, so he's got not only he's got a midlife crisis girlfriend, he's got a midlife crisis car now.
I could see
Makes
it in a Mazda
sense.
Miata.
He likes the way the wind feels in his hair.
Saturday, April 8th.
And did you go to the police precinct or did someone?
They came to my residence.
Okay. And what did you inform the police?
He had requested on April 4th his car roof and a charger, stating that he was going to pick them up that day. And I told him that I would leave them in the driveway, which I did. And he said that he was not able to come pick it up because he was busy. And I informed him that it was outside already. He decided to come pick it up on Saturday, April 8th at around 11 o'clock at night. And was upset that his things were wet and wanted me to come outside and speak to him.
What?
So I did not feel safe going outside with him, knowing that he was angry, and I called the police, and he called the police also.
And did the police respond?
They did.
Call the police over a wet roof
It's
Yes.
wet, baby.
and a
Okay.
charger?
And that report was submitted to the court.
It was.
Okay. And basically the police informed you of what your next steps were that you needed to do.
Yes. They told me that it was recommended that I file a TPO for my safety, and they informed him as well that I didn't want any contact with him at all.
So they informed him on April the 8th via the police report and verbally that you did not want to have any contact with him, and he was informed of the same. And in the police report, it looks like he understood.
Yes. Correct.
Okay, and you were advised through the police report about what your next step was.
No, she's definitely not
Okay.
Asian.
And you stated you put his items out on, day was it April 4th?
Yes, when he requested them Tuesday, April 4th.
Okay. He waited till April 8th.
You're a little close again, Miss Perez.
She needs a new mic. My God.
He waited 4 days to
They
come
just
and-
started doing
It's
Zoom.
still garbled.
He waited 4 days to come and retrieve his belongings. Is that correct?
Yes, 4 days.
Okay, and after the April 8th incident, the officer informed him not to contact you in any way, and he understood that. What happened after that April 8th date?
On April 10th, I started filing the TPO, and I received a call from the DeKalb Police Department reporting that I allegedly damaged his car that was in his residence the night before. The
Ooh,
police told me that I was
vandalism.
my name was going to be on the report, but I was not a suspect.
Have you ever been to his residence?
I have not.
Okay. Do you currently drive?
No, I do not.
That's okay.
All right. And then after that, the detective reached out to you and said you were not a suspect in that case. What happened after that? Were there any other incidences that occurred between you and Mr. English?
I received a visit from DCFS that my child did not have, reporting that my child did not have a place to sleep, and that we were somehow satanic. And they opened the case and closed.
She said satanic?
Satanic, Creed. So let it be said, Mr. English, not a very, he can't let things go, Creed. He's calling
Oh.
DSS over there to her house because the boy ain't got nowhere to sleep. And they're also satanic over there. They're doing all kinds of worshiping of the Lord of Darkness himself.
I hope that we can circle back to this and hear from Mr. English why he feels as if that they're a satanic family. I would love to hear about that. This is a good one.
He calls them as he sees them, Creed. Calls them as he sees them.
Not Asian? Not Hispanic?
She's satanic. Mystery solved.
Closed it with no incident. They gave me some numbers to help with any resources that I would need for this case, because I felt in danger for, being reported allegedly that she was not in the proper care.
Okay. And you believe that this was filed by Mr. English?
Yes.
Okay. Any other incidences that occurred, whether at home or work, that you recall that occurred involving Mr. English?
Yes. April 15th at 7:45 p.m. I was at an event in Atlantic Station that he knows where I go every weekend. And he
Okay.
was near the vending space where I was at.
Where
And
do you go?
my family members were witnesses as well.
What family members were present at the time?
My mother, my brother, and my sister-in-law.
Okay. And your sister-in-law is currently here in the lobby to verify that event, the vet you just testified to, what her knowledge is about that. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. After that, were there any other incidences that occurred at your home or work involving Mr. English?
Yes, he called me via phone and spoke and said that he knew of the hearing but had not been served, and that he wanted to speak to me and was trying to get in contact with me.
Do you recall the date of that phone call?
It was April 30th.
Okay. Did Mr. English ever reach out to you at your place of business?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell the court what happened?
He called April 28th and April 29th to make a reservation at my place of work, and that I would be the server for the reservation for both days.
There it is. She's a waitress during
Well,
her
it's-
regular job.
I was real borderline on the stripper thing. Saw some chat coming through. I mean, if you think about it, so the best time to work is the weekends when you're. I'm sorry, an exotic.
It seems
dancer.
like she's got a secret hustle on the weekends, though. Like she's got like a normal job waitressing, but she's got something else because she was talking about they were near
vending space or vendor space. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering either they are vendors themselves on the weekends or cosplay.
Also, I want to point out that if you're serving on the weekends, somewhere where you gotta make a reservation, might be making some monies there.
We're talking Twin Peaks, Hooters, all the highbrow places.
That's right. Of course, we all make our reservations weeks ahead for Hooters. Of course.
Can you get me a nice seat by the shitter?
And what did your employer state to you with regards to those phone calls?
They told me that someone had reserved a table for me, and I verified the phone number, and it was his second cell phone number that he has.
Okay. And after that, were there any other incidences involving?
Yes, he also sent me a email on April 30th with a screenshot of a tip form. And
With the screenshot of a what?
a tip form,
Tip form.
For what agency?
ICE tip form.
An Immigration and Customs Enforcement tip form, is that correct?
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
oh.
You don't want to be with me? How about this picture of this tip form I'm about
Well,
to send to ICE?
So far, almost all of the things that she has talked about him doing allegedly are almost like, yeah, him being a little bitch because she don't want him around anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps raising the bar, it seems. I mean, you don't get that as that. Yes, Erica, that's really messed
Trying
up.
to get the family kicked out of town.
I mean,
the country.
Very quickly. All right. So we've got the ICE thing. We've got the social services called on the child.
Mm-hmm.
We've had wellness checks.
Mhm.
They're Satanists. But what else is those are the big
And allegedly he thought she had damaged his car.
yes,
I
saying
guess
that she did that.
vandalism. I'm really looking forward to hearing what this guy's got to say because he's really in a hole right now. I mean, we could be completely wrong.
That's true.
Wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. So we need to hold off on too much. That's why you just keep saying allegedly. It's fine.
It's fine. You
Say
say
whatever you
allegedly.
want.
You get away with anything if you say allegedly afterwards.
Yeah, allegedly.
Nice.
Okay. Does it have any information on there of what the tip is about?
No, it just says that information was submitted on the form.
Right. And he is tempted to send you a United States Postal Service package on May 2nd. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, but unfortunately, they attempted delivery, but you did not open the front door.
Right.
Okay, and you believe it was a copy of that immigration tip form?
Correct.
Okay.
Allegedly.
But he was informed on April 8th not to have any contact with you by the officer. Okay. Are there any other issues or any other information that Mr. English has filed that you become aware of with regards to any other incidences or police reports that you know they're outstanding or pending?
I did file a second police report that was on the 2nd because of the certified mail that he sent to me, so that I filed that 2 days ago.
Okay. And the certified mail label clearly shows that it's from him. Is that correct? Okay. It's from him addressed to you. Is that correct? Okay. It's dated May 2nd.
I would have accepted the box.
And that's when you
Yeah,
filed
why
the second
not?
police report.
See what's in it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you don't have a copy of that report. It's not ready yet.
No, they said they were going to submit it and add it to the original report.
Okay. And it's your understanding that another police report was filed on behalf of Mr. English regarding some property damage. Is that correct?
Correct.
Are you aware of that information?
I am.
Do you know what the contents of that complaint are?
No.
Okay. I believe he sent some information with regards to tires being cut or something.
Yes.
Has anyone reached out to you with regards to that police report?
No, they have not.
Okay, so you have no knowledge of that?
No.
Okay. Detective Morgan has never reached out to you?
No. I have been answering all my phone calls that I've been receiving, and they haven't been contacting me at all.
Ma'am, I can't hear you.
Okay. The documents that were submitted to court.
Can't hear you. All we can hear
Hear
is
me?
large trucks going by.
Now can you?
Now I can.
Okay. The documents that were previously submitted to court on your behalf showed the call logs, approximately 51 phone calls from Mr. English to yourself. Is that correct?
51.
Miss
Okay, did he-
Perez, did you, I mean, if you've submitted them as evidence, you can ask the clerk to display them on the screen.
Yes, Your Honor. If the court wouldn't mind displaying the documents that were submitted.
And you know they're from him because he's old. That's the only person that calls people on the phone nowadays. It's all text message.
Good point. 51, but we'd have to know over what period of time, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of. It's like
That is a lot. It's a lot of dialing.
But if
I don't think
that was
I've made
week or two.
51 phone calls in the last year.
No, I'm pretty sure I would be around that on average per year, calendar year. Yes.
He seems like he's feeling pretty confident. He's smiling a lot. And he loves baseball.
Oh, I would like to point this out too. The way that they're sitting, it almost looks like she with the glasses has her arm around her because of the. Do you see what can you see it? Like
Mhm.
on the side? Yeah. Sorry.
I love you, girl.
If
One
you
of them
would
might
like-
not
wait, Go ahead.
be legible very well, which would be the ICE tip form, and the certified mail might be a little bit hard to, the slip for the mail might be a little bit hard to read.
Oh, we saying he's got bad handwriting.
What
do
would you
we?
like her to display?
Hey,
The phone, the call logs, that's the ICE tip form of the tip form. Oh, and
Joe.
it's from him.
Joe.
Obviously he filed some sort of tip to immigration for immigration purposes against her.
All right, just a
Um,
moment.
Just the tip.
Okay, Mr. English, this is what she just said it was, or, well, maybe actually, do you want your client to identify it?
Yes.
No, oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Miss Rodriguez, is this the document you received from Mr. English?
Yes.
You recall when you received that document?
I received it via mail.
Via mail?
Via email.
Okay, do you recall when you received that email?
I believe it was April 30th.
Okay, and then you believe that's the certified mail letter receipt that they came knocking at your door that you did not answer the front door for? You believe that's the content of that envelope?
Yes.
Okay, and your understanding he was the one that
Okay,
provided
so
this?
wait a second. We're talking about just what this is. This is the email. All
Sure.
right. Are you asking for it to be admitted into evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. English, do you have any objection to this exhibit being
No,
admitted into
no.
evidence?
No, I
Alright.
sent it. I agree. I
That was
sent
me.
it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sent it.
all right, then it will be admitted with no objection.
Yes, no objections at
All right,
all.
that's Mr. English. That's no more right now. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Perez. Do you have anything else?
Yes, and that just to clarify, that
Keep your mouth shut, Mr. English. Yep, that was me. I did that. Yep.
He's not listening. I'm sorry. I missed a few. I'll get caught up. I'm over creeping on Facebook because why not?
Why not when you got 4 names?
Right.
document was submitted to Ms. Rodriguez via email and via the U.S. Postal Service, just for clarification.
No,
Okay,
that's not true.
All right, what this is before me looks like it's an email. So that's what this is. And this will be Petitioner's Exhibit 1.
yeah,
All
sure.
right, next.
Your Honor, there are some call logs that were submitted on behalf of the petitioner. If the clerk can pull those up, I believe there's 3 screenshots, and unfortunately, there's only so many days that she could go back, and she took some screenshots the best she could. Okay, do you see this document here in front of you, Ms. Rodriguez?
I do.
Can you identify the document?
Those are the phone calls that he made on the 3rd and the 4th of April.
Okay. And these are the phone calls that were made after you broke up with him?
Correct.
Can
Okay.
you go to the next page, Madam Clerk, please?
That's quite a few phone calls. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
think it's
And
in
these calls here
2
that
days.
say no caller ID, no caller ID, do you know who those phone calls were from?
I don't. I would pick up and there would be no answer.
Okay. Was there a time,
All right, hang on a second. I mean,
Sure.
unless it's related to this, are you wanting this to be admitted into evidence?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay, any objection, Mr. English?
I do object
Oh.
because the no caller ID, you don't know who those are. And also I would prefer to go with actual phone, because that someone can change the name on calls. And I have a reason for saying this because I've been getting calls as well.
We've
So
heard of
I
that
would
before.
Yeah.
prefer for this not to be submitted as evidence because it's not valid. And it could be considered hearsay because names and numbers can be changed on phones. However,
All right, I'm gonna admit it over objection.
Good
All right.
job, Joe.
Okay.
You nailed
I mean,
that
all
one.
those arguments can be made about that, but I'm admitting it for what it, as it is right now.
I would
I mean,
ask.
I get that. You can change anybody's number to Joe.
Okay,
Gotcha.
Well, yeah, yeah, you can. I see. So I think where he just played that wrong is he should have just simply said, "You see all those other numbers and all that other the caller ID stuff. How you can prove that's me? That wasn't me. It wasn't me."
Your
And then
Honor,
own up to the others. I mean, come
it
on.
says no caller. How would you know that was me calling?
And then he goes into this rhetoric about which you can, of course. I can name anybody's number as a name. I can get a text now number, and put that into my phone as Joe right now and call it 50 times in a row if I wanted to. So I get that, but I mean, it's very easy to tell from those screenshots. From that phone, it would be easy to tell who's really who. He would have won that if he would have just stuck with all those other numbers and the no caller ID. That's not me.
Yeah, she shut him down. She shut him down.
She don't like
You
it.
can make your arguments about the weight I should give it later, okay?
okay, that's fair.
All right, Ms. Perez, do you have any other evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. After you received several phone calls from blocked numbers or callers not known, was there a point that came, they're like, okay, someone keeps calling me. Did anybody, a friend, family member, anybody try to reach one of those numbers?
Yes, I had a friend that called. I had various phone calls on April 28th at around 12:40 a.m. from various Google numbers, and I would block them and they would keep calling me. So I had a friend call to verify who it was.
And that friend made that phone call, and what you were there present next to that friend when that phone call was made?
We were not in the same room. I did ask him to call to verify who it was.
And what information did you obtain about who the individual was on the other line?
He would call and there would be no answer. And that was pretty much it.
Okay. After that, the friend that you had called the friend that called to see who it was, after that incident, did you receive communication from Mr. English stating anything with regards to that?
Yes, I did.
What did Mr. English tell you?
He said that
Yes, listen to the mayor real quick and like the video. We'll stop it for a second while you do it. That should be plenty of time. How are things in Ireland, by the way?
Another Gary. Love it.
Good to see you, Gary.
somebody had called him and that it was probably related to me.
Okay. And did he give you a
Gary!
name of who the person was that called
Yes,
him?
Calvin.
Calvin.
Hmm.
Okay. Was this Calvin
Mr.
your
English?
friend?
Excuse me. I don't
Yes.
want to hear anything.
Mm.
Any
I'm
comments?
sorry, I'm unmuted. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mm.
It's fine. And when either of you,
I think he felt like that was a smoking bullet. I believe they call that a smoking gun.
He's doing very little, and he's really already agitated the judge quite a bit before it's even his turn. So he should be very careful.
Mm.
you're not testifying,
Got
I
him.
don't need nodding, shaking heads, no faces, no eye rolls.
All right, she let
nothing.
him get away with that
Yes,
for
Your
quite a
Honor.
while.
Very long time.
I mean,
Ms. Rodriguez, did Mr. English have a conversation with you subsequent to Mr. Calvin reaching out to him and advise you of the conversation, or was he aware that this gentleman called him?
Yes, he was aware and he told me on April 30th.
Okay. What did he tell you?
He said that someone had called him by the name of Calvin, and it probably had to do with me.
Aha!
I can't hear you, Ms.
Yes.
Perez.
Sorry, he was aware of the phone call.
He was, yes.
Is there any time that a family member of yours, subsequent to you breaking up with Mr. English on April 3rd, after that, was there any time that anyone in your household reached out to Mr. English for any reason?
Yes, my mom accidentally called him
Ooh.
while trying to block the number. She accidentally called him.
Okay. And
that
did she hang up on him?
No, they talked
Yes.
for 30 minutes.
Okay. There was no conversation.
No,
Okay. She just was attempting to
Look at
block
those
his number
faces he's
and accidentally
making.
dialed the number.
correct.
That must have been a hell of a
Okay.
fart.
How old is your mother?
He is 59.
One
Okay.
of those sour ones.
So she did not have any conversation, nor did anyone else in your household have a conversation with Mr. English?
No.
Okay, they were just blocking numbers.
Correct.
Okay. After that, anything else? Have you attempted to reach Mr. English in any way?
I have not.
Okay. And you said you don't know where, you don't even know where you've never been to his residence?
No.
Okay. You stated you met him last year, in April sometime. At that time, when you met him, do you know what his status was as far as in a relationship?
He had told me that he was separated and that he was living in another house down the street from where his wife lives. And that he would come to his wife's house every day to check up on his daughter and then go back to his house. As time passed, I found that that was not true and that he was still living in the same house with his wife.
Oh, there that is.
I am not shocked. MB, welcome. I mean, are we surprised allegedly about any of that?
I like that he was look, baby, I got 2 houses. She lives in one. I'm living in the other one. I just stop by every day, check on my daughter. But yeah, he was getting his toast and buttered at the same time.
I'm again not shocked, and I'm surprised it took us this long to get Courtney. First thing I thought as soon as she said that he had a daughter, I want to know what's the how close are we here with this one?
I went to school with her.
Hopefully that'll come out.
Her old chums used to spend the night at her house all the time.
Mother-in-law and his daughter.
I can't hear you, Ms. Perez.
I'm sorry.
Speak up.
And so what you're asking the court today is to put in place a 12-month protective order because of the behavior of Mr. English. Are you fearful of his behavior or something happening to you or your daughter?
I am, and I changed my phone number.
Mario, please change your phone number.
Can you, Mario? Thank you. Great. Can you back that up just 2 seconds?
Uh-huh.
Does she have a daughter also?
She does have a daughter. Yeah, she fears for her daughter.
Oh, I only heard about the son. So this girl's got 2 kids.
I'm guessing. If not, we know for sure she's got a daughter.
I'm only wondering just because of the Facebook that I got pulled up. I had 2 kids, so
her body is tight, son. Tight. Mario, missing out.
Number. I'm not staying at the house that I was staying at because I am in fear for my life. Haven't been sleeping, eating, and it's been a nightmare.
And you've changed your phone number, is that correct?
Correct.
When did you change your phone number?
I changed it, I believe, May 3rd.
So that was yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now that you're aware of, he does not have that new phone number?
Correct.
Okay.
He does not.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like the court to know with regards to your application?
That is all. That I'm scared for my life. I just feel like he keeps trying to contact me in any way possible, and I don't know what else to do. I'm just scared.
And you've made no attempt whatsoever to reach out to him?
No.
Your Honor, I have no further questions at this time.
Okay, Mr. English, this is where you can tell me what
Daughter only,
questions
confirmed,
you'd like
daughter
me to
only.
ask Miss Rodriguez.
Said son
I may
earlier.
reframe them or I may not ask them if I don't
Am I
think
losing my
they're
mind?
relevant.
I
okay?
misspoke.
But because you
I
don't
thought
have an
that she
attorney
said
and
that.
this is,
I-
in this
I
kind
know I
of
did.
situation, this is how we do it, okay?
That's
So
fine.
you can just say, I'd like you to ask her, did she know blah, blah, blah? Okay, like I want you to keep it in the third person and
Well, for
not
one-
refer to her by name or say you, okay?
Okay. Do you happen
Mm.
to know Calvin's last name?
Excuse me,
Who?
can you ask her
Oh,
if she knows Calvin's last name? That's
Okay.
what I want it to be, okay?
Off to a great
All right.
start, Vera.
Okay.
This Calvin person, remember that when she said someone named Calvin, he lost his mind. So I'm guessing maybe is Calvin the new man?
Oh, that could be. I am thinking that it was just So him bringing him back up, I'm like, wait, why are we? Yeah, so got to
He
have
really-
more significance to this than just.
He really wants to know about Calvin more.
Huh.
Mr.
Okay.
Rodriguez,
Um,
do you happen to know Calvin's last name?
I do.
Can she state for the record Calvin's last name?
Your Honor, I'm going to object.
Relevant.
Okay.
I don't understand the relevancy.
Yeah, I'm not sure I do either. Mr. English, why do you need it?
There's an investigation being done in the person's name that I heard outside my home and that night who had the weapon. First name was Calvin. I just want to make sure that the investigator has his information, and it may be the wrong Calvin.
Okay, well, they can go do their investigation another time. That's not why we're here right now, okay? So what else do you have? Any other questions for Ms. Rodriguez about this situation?
Yes, can you ask her, has there at any time, have I done anything violent towards her? Verbally, physically, or anything? From the time we've dated to the time of the end of the relationship.
Ms. Rodriguez, has Mr. English ever been violent towards you during the relationship or after the relationship?
He has threatened me verbally, saying that if I don't pick up the phone, he's gonna turn me in. And I have that via text as well.
Pick up the phone, baby, or I'm gonna turn you in.
Okay, turn you into, what does that mean to you?
Immigration, ICE.
Turn you into a frog.
All right, Mr. English, do you have any other questions you would like me to ask her?
Yes, but what she still didn't answer. Had I done anything physically or violent to her?
Thank you, Susie. Glad you're here.
Ever?
Ms. Rodriguez, I mean, I think I know the answer to this based on how you answered the last thing, but has he ever been physically violent with you?
He has not.
Okay,
Bye, Michelle.
Mr. English, any other questions for Ms. Rodriguez?
Have I ever threatened anyone or done any violence to any one of her family members or anyone that she knows?
Has he ever been violent or threatened violence to any of your family or friends?
Not my family members.
Okay, friends?
Just me through the text that I mentioned.
Okay, just about turning you into ice. And I don't mean just, but okay, that's what you were talking about, what you already told me. Okay, Mr. English, any other questions for Ms.
He's as
Rodriguez?
cold as ice. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, the package that, and you ask her, does she know the contents of the package that was sent registered mail to her property? Does she know the contents of that?
Ms. Rodriguez, do you know what was in the package that was sent to you?
I do not. I did not open the door. So
Okay. All right, Mr. English? Any questions?
That was a good one,
let's
Mario.
see here.
Again, he's just, he hasn't asked a good question yet.
Okay, can you ask her, was the website that we met named Seeking Arrangements, where
Oh, see,
women seek arrangements for relationships for money with older men.
Are we going to object to that?
Seeking arrangements where women are seeking arrangements for money from older men. I mean, yeah, of course it is.
Okay, what's your objection?
Gunnar, I don't understand the relevancy of this website.
Yeah. What's the relevance, Mr. English?
Mr.
What does
English,
that have to
face.
do with this case?
The relevance is in this case is the character and also the intentions of what Mrs. Rodriguez is attempting to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna sustain the objection. What's next?
Okay.
You're on a roll, Mr. English. Keep
Has
it
she
going.
ever received any monies from me?
Yes.
Throughout the time we dated, first date that we dated, and the time that we began, did she receive?
Man, I bet I know the answer to this question. Has she ever received monies from him?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's very
Yes.
relevant. He should be really much better about that. I think that makes a huge deal now that we do know that it was the sugar daddy website seeking arrangements.
Yes.
That is a big deal because then, again, he's paid. Hopefully they pry into that a little bit. I hope he should have really fought that one a little bit more. But this guy's not the brightest.
I'd be like, Your Honor, this goes to show that this was an arrangement between the two of us, and now she is just doing this because now I've not give her money or whatever. She's moved on to the next person, yada yada yada.
I hate to say this because I'm still kind of on her side on this at this point.
Definitely on her side.
And he's not. I'm not. But I want to say this though. He could sit right there and keep saying over. Hi, Colty. Keep saying over and over and over again that, listen, this was a business transaction. That's what this website is about. That is very, very important. And she is pissed because I spent a lot of money, to be into this relationship with her. He actually has somewhat of a leg to stand on if he were to get that in there and took that stance. That now she's coming at me with all this stuff just because she's mad because the easy money ain't rolling anymore.
Now it's time to put up or shut up, I guess. I don't know. Maybe we're spitballing here. Doesn't mean anything we said is anything of relevance.
I'm just saying, listen, if she had me in court right now, if I was in a situation like this, that's exactly what I would be saying. She's mad because she's back to working every single weekend, and the easy money from this website is gone now because I found somebody else.
And let's remember, though, each and everything he has done so far that we've heard that he has allegedly done, 100% stalking.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no
100%.
doubt. Yeah, so
Yes.
please keep in mind with what I just said. It's not like I am all pro Mr. What's his name again?
Yeah, definitely. Does not mean anything.
But I hate that she didn't. I hate that he didn't get that in there because I do think that's very relevant. I'm flushing. Thank you. 2-0.
Thank you.
An arrangement of funds on a regular basis.
Ooh, allowance.
Weekly.
Weekly allowance.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to that question.
And what's
It
that
makes you
on?
look bad
Relevancy, Judge.
in a way.
Mr. English, why is this relevant to this why we're here today,
I
which
was
is
painful
about
sex, Your Honor.
the dating violence petition?
And it's showing a character trait, and it's showing why she's petitioning for this. It's showing why she wants
The Creed defense.
this petition so badly.
Okay, so he's kind of in a way getting there.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to say more. I don't understand why that's relevant.
The money stopped. So that's the issue. That's right why she's doing this.
Huh.
This again goes to Mr. English. Let me get the other side of this coin. Understand this, Mr. English. It was a business transaction. When business was over, when you're done doing business with somebody, you don't typically go around and stalk them and threaten them and this, and this.
Right.
So again, that goes against what he says. Once more, does not make it okay.
No.
I'm gonna
No, Grigsby.
sustain the objection.
Not at all.
Stalker. No, not at all. He's just being vindictive.
Okay, Your Honor, can I ask?
He thought he was
another
going to get it for
question?
free after a
Yes,
while.
sir.
I would bet.
Was she not aware that the
Mhm.
package that arrived was actually a presentment in the form of an affidavit that needs to be rebutted by law?
And I'm
She-
gonna check to that.
I thought he was going to say, did she know there was
She already
$50,000
testified,
in
but
there
she was
for
not
her?
aware of the contents of the
Yeah,
package.
Mr. English, she said she
And
didn't know
Kelvin.
it was in the package.
Okay, is the court aware that there is an affidavit that has been submitted in?
I'm not on
Into the courts.
cross. I'm not on cross. Do you have any questions for Ms. Rodriguez?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to testify, Mr. Perez. Mr. English, so just a moment. All right, Ms. Perez, do you have any redirect of your client?
Hi.
Not at this time, Judge.
Okay. Do you have any other evidence you wish to present?
Just what was submitted, Your Honor, via email, I believe.
If you wanna, let the clerk know what to pull up, what you wanna see, if it can be admitted in evidence. You may need to back up a little bit again.
Sure, I'm just looking through, I think we already went through the exhibits that were submitted, Your Honor. I don't think I have anything else that
Okay,
was
we had
pending.
the exhibit number 1 was the tip form email and exhibit 2 was the call log.
Right, and then the police report, Judge.
By the way, I saw a couple people asking, is she here legally or illegally? I'm guessing she's here legally. For him to be saying those kinds of things, maybe it has something to do with her mother and brother, which she lives with.
Might be some family members.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to go after that. He's trying to get it for free now. He's going to blackmail her into being his girlfriend.
I think you're
creepy.
spot on. I think you two both here are spot on that.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. And I think that that's a common thing that you think after a while, because listen, I think that a lot of these men catch feelings very quickly.
Oh my God, especially this guy for this young
Huh.
girl. Are you kidding me?
Oof. That was submitted as well.
Okay, but that has not been presented to the court.
Okay.
And asked to be,
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
that's okay.
Okay,
Would you
I'll,
like to?
yes, Judge.
Okay. Madam Clerk, can you try to find that exhibit, please?
I don't show one with the police report.
Uh-oh.
I only show those 2 that was
Yeah,
sent
we never really heard about why the police
All
were
right.
called, right?
She,
I think it boiled down to him. He called the police because he says she had damaged his car.
Oh, that's right.
Which
Yep, we
has
heard
to do
that.
with the whole Calvin thing. And we heard he was angry outside of her house, whatever. And she called the police. And that's when they told her she needed to get a TPO for her.
Also, we didn't hear much about apparently Kelvin coming over to his house with a did he say with a weapon?
Yeah, he said there was a guy outside the house. Hopefully he gets more into that. At the same time of the alleged vandalism, he said there was a guy outside and he heard the name Calvin. So
Punani. Hell yeah, flush it. By
that's
the way,
what I called my
400 of
grandma.
you. Hello, 400 of you.
That's what I called my grandma back in the day.
Punani.
Pooh Nanny, can you give me some breakfast? That's them, not us, by the way. This was a live buffering on all parts. Look at it. It's a 3-way, 4-way Creed frame.
It is. Do you want me to pretend we're Creed framing at the moment? We can.
I mean, you can. I'm gonna just jump ahead to get them talking again.
This is an interesting case. This one.
raise your right hand, please. I'm going to swear you in. Do
There
you
we go.
swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
He's swearing in. I
will
need to
affirm.
do.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. English, you can go ahead and we'll start by, you can just let me know what you want me to know about the allegations being made against you, and then I may have some specific questions since you're not being directed by an attorney, okay?
Go ahead.
Mr. English, what do you want me to know?
Well, on April, want to say, I guess the 3rd or the 4th, like the 4th, around the 4th.
Mhm.
Miss Naomi and myself, we did break up.
Like your
And I believe
internet.
it was due to the check call. Prior to that, we've had no issues. The only person that was jealous that I noticed was her, and I actually do have emails or text messages sent
She was
by
jealous
her,
of him.
showing that. I don't know if I can send that to you.
No.
And as far as being controlling, we've never had any issues regarding that, other than when she would get angry when other women would basically talk to me or look at me. There were times where guys would talk to her, and it would not bother me at all. She would tell me, and I'd say, well, what do you expect? It is what it is. So as far as being controlling and things like that, that has never been an issue for me. I have not had any further contact with her regarding the relationship after the 8th of April, which is when I went to pick up my things from her. Any commentary from the 4th to the 8th was us talking and me trying to find out actually why the breakup was, because it came so sudden. She would not tell
Wait a
me.
second. I'm sorry. So after the 8th, you did have conversations? Is that what you just said?
No, after the 8th, I blocked her number. I cut off all communication after the 8th. After the 8th, there was no further communication, and it hadn't been up until the time where I guess she claimed her mother accidentally called me. I hadn't called her, hadn't reached out to her.
What a weirdo. Again, that's them, not us. Don't blame us.
I like how he refers to it as a like a full-blown relationship, like they were boyfriend girlfriend.
I mean, he
You
was
notice
in
that?
love, Creed. I mean, he was in love. What more can the man say? He loved this woman.
However, the incident that she claims, I was actually on a date in Atlantic City, not Atlantic City, but
Atlantic Station.
Atlantic Station, downtown Atlanta, at a time, yes, at a time where she's normally at work, best to my knowledge. She works from 5 until 10 on those days, and I was out on a date.
Did he just say he was out on a date? This guy's married. He was out on a date when allegedly he was supposed to be doing some of this other stuff. Really?
I kind of wish that the judge or somebody would have went a little bit more into that than about. Are you married? Are you separated?
Yeah.
What is the under oath?
She was so jealous over other women talking to me.
That is Dave the Flav, Vincent. You'll get lots of great stuff from old Dave the Flav, our old weatherman.
Used to work for us.
That's right. What was his
allegedly?
Name? What was his new name before he? What was it again? I forgot already. Damn it.
Carp.
That's right. Carp.
Minding my own
Carp.
business. The date wasn't with me. I was actually going back to the hamburger place where we were. And
a date at the
her
hamburger
brother
place?
rushed me.
Yeah, Wendy's.
The tent. I don't know where he came from. I was just walking across. I had no idea that anyone was there. He rushed me. I noticed who he was. I addressed him, and I kept walking. And I went back to my date, and that was it. I had no inclination that she would be there because she normally works on those days. That's over almost 50 miles from where she resides. And that's an area that I'm close to, and that's an area that I frequent. I'm in the Stone Mountain, Atlanta area. That's the area that I go to.
I don't believe him.
So, me
Mr.
being
English,
in
you're getting
that
just a little choppy.
area
Slightly
at that time.
Mr. English, you're getting
real
a
quick
little
while he
choppy.
gets real. What do you think? What do you think these old codgers did over here in front of Stansbury?
Oh, obviously they're getting married. Young couple in love.
I bet they met on that website.
He got a way younger woman.
Until we can get you more stable.
Yes, Carp. Of course it was.
Okay, so things got kind of choppy there.
That was
Can
us.
you try
Okay.
talking again? I heard you say that your area of town is Stone Mountain.
Yeah,
He
Stone
owns
Mountain
that
in
lot.
Atlanta.
Yeah, he
I'm
owns
Okay.
that lot.
It's my hood.
I'm usually in Stone Mountain, in the Atlanta area. So that particular day,
Probably.
I was on a date. I went to that location, dinner. And it was at a time where there's no way she would have even been there because she works during those times. So me bumping into her, well, actually, I really didn't see her. I saw her brother. Her brother actually rushed me out of a tent, and ran up to me, and there was no incident. I just told him, hey,
Rushed to
I'm here on a date.
Out of a tent.
I didn't even know he was there. I didn't see Miss Naomi. I just saw her brother rush out of the tent after me. And I just assumed, okay, well, maybe she's over there. I had no idea she would be over there. It's not a normal time where she would normally be at work, which is why I kind of, felt it was no big deal, me being there with my date.
in a
Guy's got
tent.
all the
Like I
women.
said, going back
All
to
the
the
women.
8th, after the 8th, I retrieved my things. I did call the police because I didn't want any accusations that I could not prove. I got my things and I left. On the 10th, however, when I went to my vehicle, one of my vehicles, I actually do live around the corner from where my wife stays, and my children stay. I do have a house around the corner there that I reside in. So my pickup truck stays there, and my other vehicles are around the corner at another property that I own.
So
When I did come back to my property, 4 of my tires were slashed on my truck,
Ooh.
and 2 of my trailer tires were slashed.
guessing that was Kelvin.
I made an incident report. The
allegedly.
officer asked me, did I know who might be responsible? I told the officer about the breakup. She immediately asked me for the person's name and phone number. That's why Miss Naomi was called. I did not believe she did it. I don't believe she did it personally because she doesn't drive, and I mean, I don't think she did it. I think she knows who did it. But I could not say she was the one that did it, and I did not say that in that incident. If you fast forward from the 8th, like I said, the only other contact I had with Miss Naomi
Right, Carrie?
was, like I
Yeah,
said, on the
Of
24th,
course.
which her mother, she's claiming her mother accidentally called. The 28th,
Claiming.
I did stay at my wife's residence on the 28th.
You know why?
I woke up around, it was close to 4 something in the morning, to get moving for work. And when I opened the garage, there was a person at my vehicle, at my truck, doing something to it. So the Ring alarm, the Ring camera that I have in my front yard caught the person walking across from my neighbor's yard, which actually happens to be 668 Borglum
Bye, bye,
Court,
bye, bye, bye.
which is actually the address that she has on the petition. She doesn't have my address on the petition. She has my neighbor's address. He had walked across from there, and there is a video of him running back after he was startled by me coming out. That's what the detective is detecting now. I did hear a person, there was 2 individuals. I heard a person call him Calvin. Okay, that's where the name Calvin came from for me. I spoke to the detective on that day, which was the 28th. Well, I spoke to him Saturday. I believe the 30th. I think Saturday was the 30th, the 29th or the 30th. And he informed me to try to reach out to Naomi and to see if she knew anything about it. That's why I contacted her at her job. I did not contact her on her phone. I contacted her at her job. The detective told me, hey, see if she knew anything about it.
He's
And
trying to
that's
pin that
why
on her.
I contacted her.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did not get a hold of her that day. Someone at her job said that she was in, and then I guess when she found out it was me, they said that she called off. Fine, I let it alone. I did not show up at her job. I did not show up at her work. Her residence. I have never shown up anywhere.
I've
and I
never
knew
shown
she
up
was.
anywhere.
Yeah, he sends people
Sunday,
for wellness checks.
she got in contact with me, and that's when she informed me that they were trying to serve me the protective order. That's how I knew what was going on.
Not at all. That's too. There's no things there that are like
that's
How
when
did she get in contact
connecting
with
them.
you?
Yeah, there's no
She called.
guarantee.
I mean, common sense, but but again,
Go on.
And that's when I asked her about Calvin. I said, hey, do you know a gentleman by the name of Calvin? And she said, I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you. I said, okay, fine. No problem. I said, the reason why I was talking to you, or called you, because the detective wanted to know if you were involved in any of this, and you can't talk to me. That's fine. And that's when she told me there was a court date, and she told me that they were been trying to serve me. So I went Monday, or was it Monday or Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. I had to walk up to the sheriff's office to get
What?
Was it Wednesday?
Why do you have to walk?
It might have been, no, it was yesterday. It was yesterday.
He was flexing about other
Wednesday
vehicles
to get the
He said,
protective order to be served.
Can you only
And
drive your
that's when I
truck?
That's how I got served. But that's it. That's the only contact I've had with Naomi.
All right. I'm actually just gonna let Ms. Perez ask you questions. If there's anything I want to have more information on after she's done, I'll ask questions. Go ahead, Ms.
Lynn
Perez.
Fletcher likes stalking.
Okay, Mr. English, you stated that after what date you stated you didn't have contact with her?
The 8th. The 8th, the only contact I've had with her after the 8th is when I reached out to try to contact her because the detective asked me to do so.
And
At
this
the time,
detective, what's his name?
his name was Detective Morgan, the gentleman that's on that case. He
Detective
said, hey, have you reached out
Clouseau.
to her? Just
He
reach
was the
out to her
detective
and
that was
ask her,
detecting, right?
if she
Detecting.
knew anything about it.
Detector.
And you
And that was
contacted her
Saturday.
at her job, is that correct?
Yes.
You contacted her 2 days in a row at her job, is that correct?
Yes, one day at her job, Saturday.
You heard her testify, it was 2 days in a row that she received phone calls at her job.
No, one day. There's no.
Again, let's remember, this guy also was a former professional wrestling manager. Gary Hart.
I can see it.
Come on,
I can
Gary
see it.
Hart.
I can see it.
It's a shoot, brother.
Well, I don't know about the other day. I just know the day I did.
Okay. You stated
I
that
just
she
know the
reached
day I
out to you on April the 30th. Do you have a call log that she reached out to you?
He said, what'd you say about a log? Come on. You know you got it. I was working with a Detective Gadget. I think he's an inspector now, though.
It could have been Saturday because I have a missed call log from her. Actually, I think I have a copy of it. A missed call log from a Rio Bravo. It said Rio Bravo. I have that.
Okay. And what?
Rio Bravo. What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know that. That was a bit of an odd one with
I had a phone call from Rio Bravo. Okay.
Think so, Griggsy? I don't know.
Let me recall. Hold on.
Let me I mean, we know he doesn't lie. He goes around sleeping with other women behind his wife's back and taking them on dates and that sort of thing. He's paying Wormans for their company. I mean, it's obviously a pretty stand-up guy. Does anybody else think he didn't slash his own tires? Because I thought about that for a second too.
But the way that he said about walking to that after he was just flexing about all of his vehicles that are parked over at his wife's place just down the road.
Phone record.
Is he really having a hard time finding a phone record? Is that what we're doing now? Phone records? Don't forget, today is Taco Tuesday over on We Gotta Chase.
Okay, here we go.
We're gonna see a guy assault somebody with meats.
Yes, it was 450.
There is a Rio Bravo Mexican Grill Cantina. I believe that's what it was because there's some
That's
here,
her work, allegedly.
yeah, it looks like Rio Bravo restaurants.
There we go. I
It's
saved
there.
it. I didn't want nobody to hear you say it.
I bet that's what it is.
It's got to be right.
Yeah.
I bet they got some great food.
6 p.m. Looks like Saturday.
And you're saying this was from her place of work?
Yes.
Okay, could it have been that someone from her
I'm
job,
sorry, 4:45 p.m.
could it be that someone from her job contacted you, letting you know that they don't take reservations?
Ooh.
Okay, isn't it true that you called twice on 428 and 429 attempting to make reservations at her place of work, and you asked her, want to make a reservation for a party of 10?
Wow, 10 people. That's a hell of a date.
Mikey, we need to keep it there for just a second. Give me just a second.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. For all 417 of you, we don't only just do cases. Sometimes we do other things.
Yeah, when things pop up out of nowhere.
2 days in a row.
2 days. Yeah, 2 days in a row. We do have a live chase going on in Anaheim. And
ooh, a fast car
headed towards the pond and then towards the Orange Crush interchange here in a moment.
Well, Scott, that's one thing that we heard was that they had actually done this before, pulled back and just simply started following from above. But then when we watched,
something just fell off
once
the
it got
car.
on the surface
Well, yeah,
streets,
the whole
they
bumper's
actively
missing on the
engaged
back.
on the surface streets. But at this speed, it seems difficult that they might be able to get in front.
Thank you, everybody in the chat, giving
to
us a heads up.
re-engage once he gets off the freeway.
Yeah, I think they're going to make their decision based on what this suspect does. Right now, I think they're content to follow from overhead, Philip. When he got off the freeway, I think it changed things a little bit because the suspect continued to drive at an erratic pace and a high rate of speed. A moment ago, it looked like something was thrown out of the vehicle. I'm not sure if you saw
Autumn
that.
Toy Mom, 5 gift
Marcel
memberships.
got a real
Thank
good
you.
monitor in the back, and he said he saw someone throw something out of the vehicle. We're not certain what it was.
Okay, that's what I saw.
But it appeared to be something, possibly a weapon. Who knows at this point in time? That's a lot.
Looked like it was almost debris off the side, but I saw that. It could be something, but it did look like because there's some serious damage to the back, almost as if they did a pit maneuver or something.
Yeah, that's possible. We didn't hear about that.
Sure,
the time that we got it, we didn't hear about any type of pit maneuver. And it looks like the suspect now is making a transition road here, if I'm not mistaken, to get off the 57, possibly making a decision whether or not he's going to get on the 22 freeway or down towards the 22 and the 5 where they merge. This is the Orange Crush interchange.
I hope so.
But it looks like that's an off-ramp. And it appears he's going to get
Right
up to
right out to the
Orangewood, which is right
zone.
next to Angel Stadium. And we'll have to see if it goes east or westbound. There he goes. Looks like it's going to be westbound off of Orangewood. And now I think you'll start to see more units in the vicinity. The call's going out. They're letting you know all the patrol cars here that we now have this in the Anaheim area. Orangewood
Your first day here?
westbound, basically towards the 5 freeway.
Sugar Daddy will be right back. Don't you worry.
And you mentioned that damage, but it's in the rear of the vehicle. So, I mean, we don't know of any collision, any cars that he got in front of. I mean, how would he have had that that damage in the back of the car
right after
unless he
this, guys,
backed into
we'll go back
something?
and
I guess
finish
that's
up,
possible.
Sugar Daddy. Don't
Yeah,
you worry.
that's just hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, at the rate he's driving, going around in circles, somebody could have ran into him because he's being driving so erratically.
Right.
There's no
Right on top of
evidence that they tried to do a pit maneuver, but it's also possible that a patrol car did try and do a pit maneuver, but that damage looks a little more extensive than what you would see from a patrol car.
For everyone that's joining us right now from We Got a Chase
So we are
channel,
now, just
this is
south
a
of
live
Angel
chase happening
Stadium.
now.
I'm on top
That
of the
just
5
broke
freeway
out in the middle
looking
of court.
travel. It looks like
too.
making a left turn, and this could give the vehicle an on-ramp to the 5 freeway. So we're just going to have to see in a moment, sort of obscured by all the apartments here. And it looks like we might have to back off a little, pushing Disneyland. And we believe he went right up in the street there, and we're not allowed to get in there.
That's a no-fly zone.
Because of the 3-mile restriction from Disneyland. So it's going to be difficult to follow him unless he comes out of that area there.
What about
Janer?
the airships for law enforcement? Do they face different
he know
flight
that?
restrictions? Because I don't see
Joe.
anybody on the ground as he turned. It looked as if he went between the beige building and the white building, and I haven't seen any officers down that street on the ground. Are they able to fly from above different than you?
Oh, Damien, you didn't miss
Yes,
anything. It's
law
very, very
enforcement
slow.
has a discrete code, and they can go ahead and get in there, and they'll be able to continue to follow. Although we do understand, we've heard a report that they have canceled the ground portion of the pursuit. I guess they believe it's just too dangerous. And as I look out, I don't see the air units in this shot. I understand we're hearing a report now northbound on the 5 freeway.
They've completely let him go now at this
vehicle
point?
made maneuvered to the 5 freeway
Just about
all the way up towards the Disneyland area. So we have to climb now in order to continue northbound. We're looking for the suspect. For the moment, though, we've lost him. And I'm not sure the air units continued with him as well. Understand they're there.
Creed,
You know,
I'm
that
getting
they are
word
there.
we
Just with
do
the
have a
haze, we
picture of
can't
the
see them
guy
today.
that we're
So
after.
we've got to hold here, Philip and Giovanna. We've got to climb to 3,000 feet.
Keep
to
an
get,
eye out for him.
clearance to
Court.
head north on the 5.
Well, it did look as if there were. I saw the zoom in of a ground unit there on the freeway. So,
well,
if they are able to see where the suspect came onto the freeway, that will be of assistance to the air units and everybody that is
Pretty
involved
unique
in
looking
this.
car
But
at this
it
point.
does look as if, for the
With
time
the
being,
ass
we're going to have
missing,
to
yeah.
wait and see what happens.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, we're following a police pursuit in Orange County. Anaheim PD initiated a pursuit about 10:20 this morning of a
Do you wanna
burglary
call it code
suspect
4,
driving
Creed,
a
or-
white Lexus. We have seen that driver drive.
Thank you. Yeah, so I say we jump back to court. I will keep an eye on this. Hang on, we're zooming in. I will keep an eye on this. If they do pick them back up, we'll jump right back over to it. We are need everybody who's joining us for the live chase. We're in the middle of doing We Got a Case, where we watch court. We've got a protection order case that's going on with a sugar daddy.
Yeah,
And it's been
so
a pretty good one.
You're welcome to stay.
Earlier, I bet. Yeah,
that's from earlier. There was the thing getting thrown out the window that I saw. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be. So if you want to hang around if you're ever on We Got a Chase, you want to hang around and wait and see if we get anything else from this chase, you're welcome. Otherwise, we're going back to court.
All right, back to court. And like I said, I'll keep an eye on it over here if they find it. Don't worry.
And you wanted her to be the waitress.
No, I did not. That was not me.
Okay, but yet you called her place of business. You did state you called her place of business twice.
I called her place of business here. I have an outgoing call, 4:45 p.m. And that's when they told me that she was not, she called off. She was not there.
Yet you stated the detective reached out to you on April 30th to ask you to reach her with regards to Mr. English. I can't see your face.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get
your supple breasts.
Yeah.
That you had stated the detective
know.
reached out to you on April 30th to ask you to reach out to her, and that subsequently she called you.
No, it was Saturday. Whatever Saturday was is when he reached out to me. So that was the same day. That was actually the same day of the call.
Okay, so then it's not April 30th.
Well, let me see. I'm getting
You
my
stated to me that you stated to the court that she called you on April 30th. I'm asking for proof of that phone call.
No,
That
29th.
Ms. Rodriguez called you.
The 29th. The 29th. Yes, to the 29th at 4:45 p.m. It was Bravo's Cantina. That's what I'm looking at the call log now. So that was at 4:45. That was on the 29th.
And what phone number called you?
What's this Bravo's Cantina?
Oh, you just said it, Cantina.
I can get my call log here.
We're good.
I have to,
We're
I can
detecting
download it.
detectives.
Okay, so it's Bravo's Cantina. It's not Miss Naomi Rodriguez's cell
The
phone.
number doesn't pop up. The name pops up.
Okay,
But
so
I
I
can
don't
go through my
believe
call
Miss Naomi's cell phone number is registered as Bravo's Cantina. Is that correct?
Oh, no, I did not say. I said
I hope not.
Where she worked, a call from her job.
You stated that she called you to have a conversation.
No, I said
No.
that the person they called me back from Bravo's
To tell you,
is what I'm saying.
okay, so now we're changing. Okay,
Yeah,
so the person from Bravo's
to tell
Cantina,
me that she was not there. Yes,
okay. All right, to tell you that reservations are not accepted. It's first come, first serve.
yes. No, that's not, that she was not there. I asked for Naomi. I did not, I asked for her specifically.
Oh,
I did not make reservations. I asked if she was in. And the person called back and said, no, she called off sick.
That's all
So
you
I said,
need.
fine. I
Oh,
figured she
boy.
didn't want to deal with me. That's fine.
That's right. That shows his intent, though, wanting to
Yes.
do that.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Miss
London.
Perez.
The detective supposedly called you Saturday or Sunday of that day.
We spoke when he on Saturday. On Saturday, the inspector spoke to me on Saturday. Yes, and told me to reach out to her to see if I can get any information regarding the matter.
Okay. And after the police report on April the 8th, you understood, pursuant to that police report, the officer spoke with you and that he stated to you that she does not want you contacting her anymore, and that you stated you understood.
The only
Not to
reason,
have any further contact with her.
the only reason I did that is because the detective asked me to do it. And there was no protective order or anything out. I did not see any. Was not
He
aware
is
of that.
screaming.
And you showed up at Atlantic Station supposedly on a date, and you just ironically ran into her brother, knowing that she has an event every Saturday there.
I'm not
Is that
aware
correct?
of that. No, it is not correct. And Naomi is normally at work during that time. And I used to take her to work at 4:30 every Saturday that they would have an event that way. I had no knowledge that she would
Special
even be there.
events. That's
She's
why there was
never,
a
and you
tent.
can ask her, she's
Mhm.
never,
Oh, the
never
tent.
stayed there that long.
Yes.
Every time that she's done that event, I was the one that took her to work by 4 or 5 o'clock. So in my knowledge, she was at work.
Okay, but then you were aware that she would be there.
No, I was not aware she would be there. And if she was there, is never there at that time. If I were to go, there's no way. She always works on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Okay. But you ran into her brother and her sister-in-law.
No, he ran out to me. I did not run into him. He ran out to me. I was not going near them. He ran out of the
age well,
tent
Grigsby.
towards me.
So you have no proof of Miss Naomi reaching out to you in any way, shape, or form. Is that correct?
No, the only part I have her reaching
Okay.
out to me was when she called.
Real quick, because
When she
we've got
called her-
a lot of other people that stuck around with us on this, and I do want to bring you a little bit up to date. He met this girl on a sugar daddy website. He has been basically paying for this relationship. We're not sure how long though.
No, really didn't establish how long they've been seeing one another.
A couple of really quick points though. Can we throw out some bullet points? He thinks that she had somebody slash his tires on his truck. He called ICE on her.
But sending an ICE tip sheet on her. DSS was called to her house. A wellness check was done to her house. He called her work and tried to set up a reservation where she would be the waitress for his party of 10, which I'm sure would have just been him. He was paying her weekly, a weekly allowance. And then he had stopped paying the weekly allowance. And he claims that's when the dating was over.
They said the site, it's the big sugar daddy site. I don't even remember the name of it. Do you?
Something or arrangements or whatever
Seeking
it was.
arrangements, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah. So
that's
now you're all caught up.
You're all caught up. Yes.
Her mother. Well, she claims her mother called. Yes.
Okay. So you heard her testify her mother called in an attempt to block your number. Is that correct?
That's what she's saying. Yes.
Okay. Are you aware that the exhibit you submitted shows that the incoming call lasted 6 seconds? That's enough for it to ring twice and someone disconnects the call.
That's his
No,
average
it
of lasting
was-
anyway.
It was
6 seconds. all you
I
need.
picked up the phone. I told him who I was and picked up the phone.
In 6 seconds, between ringing and answering in 6 seconds?
I told him my name and in 6 seconds hung up the phone. Yes.
Okay. But there was no phone conversation.
No, there's no phone. I never said there was. No.
Okay. So, but you submitted an exhibit showing an incoming call and you heard Miss Rodriguez testify. Her mother, unfortunately, is not very technologically savvy and was attempting to block instead of dial. She mistakenly dialed the number.
Tim Sabian?
Yeah, that's what she says. That's what she says. But there was-
Savvy.
And you also stated that you tried to send a package to Miss Naomi on May the 2nd, 2023. Is that correct?
He's
I
married.
sent the
Yes.
I actually sent the package, and it was actually an affidavit. It's an
Okay. When was that dated?
This was dated.
I don't know how DTF is still here. I'd be honest with you. I mean,
I'd have got rid of him a long
May
time ago
1st.
personally.
I'm
but-
sorry, May.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
because of
May
this?
1st. Actually,
May
I have the-
1st.
Yes, I love men and I love women.
Okay. And so you dropped it off at the post office May 1st?
I
Post
sent
office-
it by registered mail,
What?
like you would send a presentment for a hearing or anything of that nature.
Okay, so you sent it on May 1st to her, this presentment,
Yes.
right?
And
With
it's
regards to
in the record.
answering,
I
with
sent
regards
it
to
in-
answering this, let me just finish. With regards to the presentment, with regards to answering this TPO, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, didn't you just testify that you were made aware of this petition and TPO yesterday?
No, I said I was served yesterday. I did not say I was made aware. I said I was served yesterday.
Okay, so you were served yesterday. So how would you know the contents of it if you mailed something out on May the 1st?
Ooh.
Or didn't receive it
Because
until,
when
you weren't
she-
served until yesterday. How were you made aware of the contents of that?
Well, because you can, it's public record. You can go to the courthouse, which I went on the 1st and got a copy of it. I got
Okay,
it.
so you obtained a copy of the TPO on May the 1st,
Yes.
and you mailed it to her on May the
And I
2nd.
responded. No, I mailed it to her May the 1st.
So if you have,
I have the certify, I have the,
Is she-
and you have the same, you have the same.
She's trying to trip him
documents.
up that
You
he
have
mailed
them
something
right
before
there
he got
as
it.
evidence, what I sent.
Yeah, or
It's
is
a-
it
it's
just
a
he's real easy to
constructive-
trip up? I can't
conditional
figure it out.
acceptance and an affidavit, which you guys are not adhering to, and that's fine.
Oh.
And it's an affidavit of specific negative environment, and there are damages in here. So, you know, these are things, you have that, you have it. So, yeah, you have it. You have everything. That's what was in that package. What you have and what the court has
Uncle Mickey Finky.
and what she,
Welcome.
she didn't receive it because she didn't open it. It was nothing else. It was a response.
Miss Perez, we can't hear you at all.
I'm sorry, Mr. English, did you actually read the TPO before you filed your presentment?
Yeah, it's to stay 100 feet away from her.
If you look at paragraph 12,
You need to back up. Miss
you look
Perez.
at paragraph 12,
You need
you're
to back
not,
up.
you're ordered not to have any contact, direct or indirect, or through another person with petitioner by telephone, text, email, fax, social media, or other means of communication except as specified in this
It
order.
did not say that on the copy that I received. The copy that I was served, it had those. It did not have everything that was on there. The copy
Are you-
that,
Mhm.
the copy that I was served yesterday had more items on there. The copy that I received just off the microfiche did not have that. All it said was 100 feet. So it was totally different. It was a totally different presentment that I received.
Okay, so you have a copy of what you obtained from your microfiche that you could submit to the court?
True.
Might have it.
I'm sure you've got it there somewhere, Mr.
Actually, she has it. She should
She
have
asked
it
lots
too,
of questions.
because
in
that's
the
what I
beginning, yeah. She
submitted.
talked
to
quite
her.
a bit
Yes, she
in the
did.
beginning.
You should have what?
Took you
Well,
that long to figure that
a
out,
copy
Greg?
of what I received because I sent that as well.
I mean, the man's paying for love.
He certainly wasn't prepared for his lies today.
I wonder what he does for a living to have money to spend on a wife and on mistresses.
And Reno, honestly, she looked that way in the first
Yep,
3
I actually
seconds
do have a copy.
today with this guy. It has.
Your Honor, I'm not sure if that's something the court would like to see for their records.
This is the microfiche copy. It has nothing that it had in the
Microfiche.
other one other than 100 yards. That's it. It didn't have anything else other than
We're still running microfiche. but-
well, I mean,
I don't
that's
know
what they
that
gave
is.
me. I have it here.
Anybody microfiche?
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Is that
I
like
have it right here.
microfilm?
John, that's right up the road from me. Not far at
I
all.
believe everything's electronic these days, isn't it?
Well, not microfiche. I mean, they printed it out. I went to the courthouse and they printed this out.
John Dog, the bounty hunter's son Leland owns
many
a
pages
bail
does it
bond.
have?
There.
Oh, wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages.
So, Your Honor, just one more question.
Yeah.
Who cares?
So, or two maybe. So, Mr. English, then you were aware of the TPO application if you went to the courthouse personally to obtain a copy of it, but yet you were served yesterday, but yet you mailed the package on May 1st.
May 1st, I was responding to this, but it did not say anything other than stay 100 feet away. Now, you know, due process.
I have one more question. But you said you weren't served until yesterday. So legally, the documents that were served were the accurate, correct application and hearing notice, but yet you went to the courthouse ahead of time knowing that there was an application pending and went to try to obtain a copy.
Yes, I knew about it because I looked it up.
Okay, so you answered prior to service.
Yeah, because I knew that there was something going on, yes.
Mr. English, isn't it correct that this is not your first TPO action? You've had prior actions against you?
Ooh.
I object.
Oh, that's a yes.
What's your
That's a yes,
basis for
yes.
objection?
Because that is irrelevant to this case.
I don't know about that.
And why do you want to ask the question, Ms. Perez? I'm sorry, you're too close to the camera or the microphone. I still can't hear you.
Your Honor, it shows a pattern of behavior with this individual. It's my understanding this is not his first TPO action, that there's been a prior TPO action in place previously with another individual.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and sustain his objection on this.
Thank you.
Damn.
Thank you.
Doesn't matter. That's what we needed,
Any other questions, Ms. Perez?
right?
Yes.
No, Your Honor.
We put it
We
out
get
there
into
now.
Okay.
We don't need to get into it. We know
let
it
me
now.
see
Against
If I
a
have any, Mr. English.
Well, we found out now, Pamela.
He likes to bother women.
So I think there was a lot of questions, and I think I know the answer to this.
I give her
So Miss Rodriguez did
credit
not
getting it
call
in there.
talk to you ever, like a few days ago. It was just her job calling to say,
Yes. Her job, yes.
okay, so she didn't call you.
I assumed it was her on the other line when her mother called, is what she's telling me.
But not what you said about, okay, that's fine.
Uh-huh.
All right, is there anything else you want the court to consider, Mr. English? All right. Y'all just give me
Or proactive.
a couple moments.
Don't
Oh,
and
God, Roger
I will
Ollie had a
be
good
right back
weekend.
with you.
Went for the trucks
I'll go on
Friday.
with-
That was an all-day
Thank
event,
you.
and they're all day Saturday. And I sat and watched it from the couch with that huge crowd. Thank God I didn't go Sunday because I would have been just way too much.
Oh, that's a nice watch.
Ah, he's flexing. See, he wanted you to see it. Wanted to turn you on, Mikey. Mikey's ass.
How much for Mikey's ass per week?
This lawyer, of course, she needs a little slightly better microphone, but I give her credit getting that in there, though. That's all she needed. You don't need to go on about the TPO thing. We just know
she really
now.
she can crowbar it in. I didn't feel like, but
I am going.
But I feel like, yeah, it's important to us as laymen, of course.
Oh yeah.
These are tough and difficult issues, and I appreciate everybody being here today.
Well, thank you.
You're very
I
welcome.
am going
Thank
to
you.
find that the petitioner has proven by a preponderance of the evidence that acts under the dating violence statute, specifically stalking, have occurred.
Ooh, yeah.
And I am going to, there will be a 12-month protective order. It is going to naturally expire on May 3rd, 2024. The respondent is to have no communication whatsoever with the petitioner, not in person, not on the phone, not via email, not text, social media, mail, anything, not with another person, not through another person, no contact whatsoever. He is ordered to stay away from her residence. It sounds like it is confidential at this time. Is that correct, Ms. Perez?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
All right, I will note it as that. And her workplace and any subsequent workplace. Okay, there is, let me make sure.
Your Honor.
I've got a lot more I need to say, but if I miss something or you have a question at the end, I'll ask you.
I think that's pretty much all we needed to hear. He got it. Mr. David Fleeve, good to see you. That's it. I mean, she was everything above board? Probably not. Was he a complete creep and stalker? Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm happy with the way that it turned out for sure.
I was worried for a minute. I'm not gonna lie, because you never know with these.
Oh
cases.
yeah. A couple of you I saw in the chat. It says, "Oh, it seems like a cut and dry case." Yeah, we've had a lot of real cut and dry cases that have completely been not quite turned out that way.
Not as dry as we thought. Way more moist.
Yeah, he. I would love to know. We didn't get anywhere near the whole story.
No.
And I don't think that she's 100% innocent either.
No.
But wow, is that
Like I said, not all of it was above board, but
yeah,
there was the whole reason we were there. Was she doing some sugar daddy and stuff? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Was she done with him when the money was gone? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's completely insane? Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, and as far as did he do some stalkerish stuff?
Oh,
Yep.
100%.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
So that was a very, very interesting case. That is it for us today. And we had a little bit of a chase in there that I think could have been a pretty damn good chase if they would have not
had potential. Yeah.
left. Anyways, I have a hallelujah.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Flusha. Appreciate you. As soon as this comes back around, please don't step on the keyboard, Bubba. Thank you.
Look, here's the thing, Creed.
Yes.
I forgot to put Autumn up here on the monetary monitor.
How dare you.
So, Flusha does not get the caboose. Autumn gets the caboose. I mean, why? If he said so? Maybe.
The Sugar Daddy Express. Regina, new member. Mario, Gary, Mayor Mary likes turtles. Great to see her today. Angela, Wenlaw, Mayor McMayor, MB, a new member. Mario and his member. Flusha English, love it. Flusha Heart, Geardoff, Flusha, and Autumn / Toy Mom on the caboose. Thank you, guys. I guess next up, 405, huh?
Yeah, we'll be back where we'll have a little bit of the a guy that goes crazy on a cop and starts throwing lunch meats at him, as well as a really cool hip van getting flipped during a chase. All that and more during Taco Tuesday. We love you guys. We love the world's most dangerous chat. And make sure if you are interested in taking a trip to Florida in September, you go to our Discord, !Discord. There's a Florida section. Come on down, chit chat with us. We'll figure it out.
Weird.
We appreciate that. Till the next time, Creed, you guys stay safe. Stay good. And we saw your D word pics. Yes, your dick pics come through. We've got them all. Thank you, Dave. Top guy's out. What the hell happened, Creed? I said out. I think this medicine.
Got on the mailbag yet?
Go into my head. I hear Dave the Flav in my head.
I have your Weber.